dear students, and welcome back to our MyEco B1, B2 Intermediate Level English lessons. The topic of our 35th lesson is Subject and Verb Agreement. So, let's get started. In English, if a subject is singular, then the verb will be singular. And if the subject is plural, then the verb will be plural. This subject and verb agreement is applicable in all situations, meaning all the tenses in English that we learn now and that we will learn. So it's a pretty important topic. Let's have a look at some different examples. Andrew is a student and he goes to high school. My subject here is Andrew and the verb is. Singular with singular. He goes is the continuation. Singular with singular. Another example. Clara and John are university students. They study at Michigan State University. Every heart carries its own sorrow in its depth. Each of you is going to make a speech. The mother was singing softly to the baby. They were very ambitious for their jobs. So all these examples showed us how the subject and verb agreement works, singular with singular and plural with plural. Now let's have a look at some different rules that we have under the subject and verb agreement. The first rule we have is that gerund, so ing, and infinitive, to plus verb, forms of verbs are singular and they are used with a singular verb. For example, to be successful in sport requires ambition and hard work. To be successful, to be here being our infinitive verb, requires is my verb in its singular form. Next example, limiting financial debt is a crucial aspect of a company. Limiting financial debt is a crucial aspect of a company. Coughing clears the lungs. Coughing here, ing, gerund, is singular. Sleeping is the best cure for our daily troubles. The next rule we have is related to quantitative expressions and subject-verb agreement. Quantitative expressions such as some, a lot of, most of, etc. are also used, and these subject-verb agreements are made according to them. For example, some environments in our country are not suitable for farming. So we have our quantitative expressions here, some, many of, most of, and these can be used with countable or uncountable nouns, as we know, and then we shape that according to our subject-verb agreement. When we have it used with countable nouns, it becomes plural, and when it's used with uncountable nouns, the verb is singular. Next example, a lot of students suffer from exam stress. A lot of students suffer from exam stress. Most of their theories are nonsense. Most of their theories are nonsense. Some more production is a must to meet the demands. A lot of time is needed to complete the project. Most of the electrical work is too dangerous. Expressions such as some, most of, a lot of are used in singular form if they are expressing a part of a whole. But they can be used with the plural form if they are expressing one of many elements. For example, some of the houses around here are brand new. Some of the houses among many houses, many elements are brand new. Some of the novel was exciting, but some of it was too boring. we're speaking about a part of a whole novel. Most of our engineers have concentrated on the damaged bridge, speaking specifically about a part of a whole bridge. And lastly, most of the population lives in the countryside. Quantifiers like one, each, one of, every one of, each of are always used in the singular form. For example, 1 in 10 accidents is because of sleepy drivers. Every day is the same. Each brings its own bread. Every law has a loophole. One of the newborn cats is disabled. It has no tail. Each of his books was on sale on this website. Every one of the flowers has its own color and smell. Next, let's look at the none of structure. The none of structure is used with countable nouns, and therefore the verb in this case can be countable, so plural, or singular. Both are acceptable. For example, none of the explanations are true and acceptable, or none of the explanations is true and acceptable. None of us were tired after the long walk, or none of us was tired after the long walk. Our next structure is the number of. The number of is used with plural nouns, and the verb agreement here is singular. For example, the number of workers in our company is 150. The number of students in the school has decreased recently. Our next structure, a number of, is used with plural nouns, and it is showing us a specific or a clear amount of something. For example, a number of patients. Here, we're going to see that we're going to be using our verb in its plural form. A number of patients were intolerant of the doctor's advice. A number of potential buyers have expressed interest to buy our product. Now, it's important to note that when it comes to our subject and verb agreement rules, there are some exceptions. Let's have a look at them. The first one we have is countries that end with an S, like the Philippines, the United States, the Netherlands. These countries are always used with the singular structure. So, for example, the United States is a federation of 50 individual states. In English, the word the news is also always used with a singular structure. The news was a nasty shock to people. Languages like German, French, Turkish, or Arabic are also always in the singular form. Arabic has always been the cement of Islamic culture. When speaking about nationalities where we put the in front, for example, the French, the Germans, the Turkish, the English, in this case, we always use a plural structure. For example, the French are famous for their cooking, or the Swiss are masters of watch engineering. Many times in English, if we add the article the in front of an adjective, it turns that adjective into a noun. So, the young, the poor, the rich, for example. In these cases, these structures always use the plural. For example, in today's world, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. The young believe in all the social media news immediately. Branches of science, such as mathematics, physics, geophysics, statistics, that end with an S, are always used with the singular form. Statistics is a form of mathematical analysis, or mathematics is the study of numbers, shapes, and patterns. The scientific names of some sicknesses and diseases, like acute bronchitis, diabetes, sinusitis, tuberculosis, all of these scientific names that end in an S also always use the singular structure. For example, diabetes is becoming widespread in families, or bronchitis has jumped 75% since last winter. Words that include distance, time, money, or some sort of measurement word are also always used with the singular. For example, 10-minute walk, 3 hours of work, $5, 100 Turkish liras, 10 euros, 5 centimeters, 10 meters, 4 kilometers. A sentence example: 10 minutes walk from here is enough. You will see the post office. Or, Andy is 1 meter and 80 centimeters tall. Collective nouns such as the police, the staff, the cattle are always used with the plural. For example, the cattle are grazing in the field. The police haven't solved the murder yet. The staff are highly experienced. And that's it for our lesson on subject-verb agreement. Now, to make sure that we all understand, let's do an activity together. We have some sentences here, and we're going to make sure we choose the right form of the verb to match the subject-verb agreement. Let's start with number 1. To be an innovative entrepreneur, one blank to be self-disciplined, open-minded, and determined. The verb is need. One needs to be self-disciplined, open-minded, and determined. Number 2, the Netherlands blank a fascinating beauty with its windmills, tulip gardens, and waterways. The Netherlands is a country that ends with an S, so we know it always uses the singular structure. The Netherlands has. Number 3, famine and drought blank the rising problems in today's world due to climate change. Famine and drought are the rising problems in today's world. 4, Chinese blank one of the most difficult languages in the world. Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world. 5, a number of islands blank to the rich in the United States. A number of islands belong to the rich in the United States. 6, some preparations blank much more money than we have. Some preparations require much more money than we have. 7, one of the war veterans blank a stick to stand on the stage. One of the war veterans uses a stick to stand on the stage. 8, the police blank questioned all the witnesses after the fire in the old building. The police have questioned. 9, each of the boxes blank of 5 packages of cereal crop and a bottle of olive oil. Each of the boxes consists. And number 10, a lot of refugee children blank from severe diseases and hunger. A lot of refugee children suffer from diseases and hunger. And now our 35th lesson is complete. To get more information on this topic, please click the links below the video. If you wish, you can purchase our B1, B2 Intermediate Level Essential English Grammar book, sign up for our course on Udemy, or go to our MyEco page where you can find more of our packages to get their activities as well as the solutions. See you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.